Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've been working on an isometric zoo game prototype, and today I'll show you how I'm creating the animals using PixelLab, of course, from start to finish. So before we start, you'll notice I already have a few bears in the game. These were the first animals I made for the prototype, and they're what I used just to test the systems. So what I'm gonna do in this video is break down how I made the bears step by step. I'll start by creating one bear from scratch, just a single example, and walk through the full process inside PixelLab. So at this point, I needed a new bear design since I already had most of the basic bear types done. So I decided to make something a bit different, a stripeback bear. For this, I went into the Create Character tool and I switched to Pro mode. Keep in mind, it costs more generations. So I set the camera to high top down, chose my canvas size, and then I just hit generate. Once the character finished generating, I clicked edit in Pixelorama so I could just handle the rotations. Before doing anything else, I used the reduce colors tool to clean things up, just to make the sprite more readable before animating. I also saved the color palette from the cleaned up bear, so that way I can reuse the same palette when I reduce colors on the animations later. After that, I saved it back to the character creator and moved on to animations. So I clicked add animation, and as you can see, there's a lot of templates here. I'm starting with walking though, just using the 6-frame walk cycle. Since this is an isometric game, I'm only animating the diagonal directions, so I don't really need the full set. There's this generation I liked, so I opened that one in Pixelorama and reduced the colors using the palette I saved earlier. I did have to clean it up a bit by hand, just a few random pixels I didn't like, but this is important. Always clean up your generations manually. Don't just leave them exactly how they come out of the prompt. Make the adjustments that feel right. I repeated the same process with another animation I liked, but this time I reduced the colors a little too much, and it ended up a little bit flat. So instead, I cleaned it up manually first, and then I used edit animation, and I prompted it to add a bit more shading, which honestly, it kind of did the trick. So after that, again, I reduced the colors one more time, saved to character creator, and put the bear in the game. And look at that, pretty nice. Alright, so let's try a different animal now. A bison. I went back to the character creator, still using the pro mode, and for the base, I'm actually picking the bear template, since it's the closest match. But honestly, with pro mode, the template doesn't really matter. So same exact settings as the bear, and there we go. From here, again, is the same process. I edit in Pixelorama for the rotations, reduce the colors, and move straight into animation. Once again, I'm only animating the diagonal directions using the 6-frame walk cycle. You can see that in some of these generations, the legs start to struggle a bit. When that happens, you can always hit retry and see if you get a better result, which a lot of times you actually do. But in this case, I really like the southwest one, so I took that into Pixelorama and cleaned it up manually as best as I could. Remember, I'm not a pixel artist, so this is really just about making it readable. For the northwest animation, the legs weren't really working at all. So I went into edit animation. I temporarily reduced the canvas size to 64 by 64 just so I can work with more frames, and then I prompted it with something like fix the walking legs. Simple as that. And as you can see, it's not perfect at all, but for a prototype it works, and you can clearly see all the 4 legs. After that, I set the canvas size back to 92 by 92 and saved it back to character creator and exported the bison. Next up, I made a sheep. This time I actually forgot to reduce the colors at first, so I just animated it and did that part afterwards. But as you can see, with the sheep, the walking animations worked a lot better right away. So it really depends on the animal. That's just something to keep in mind. Of course, I still did a few manual cleanups. I wanted it to look a bit nicer, and you don't always have to regenerate everything. Sometimes it's literally just copy pasting parts of a frame you like and fixing things by hand. And here you can see the bison and the sheep in the game, which is pretty nice. Next up, I made a horse. At this point, I'm skipping the character creation part since we've done it a few times already. So here I'm just jumping straight into the animations. Once again, the legs were kind of struggling in the walk cycle. So I did the same thing as before. I edited it in PixelLab, reduced the canvas size to 64 by 64, added all the frames, and prompted fix the walking legs. And as you can see, I got a decent result. It's not perfect, but good enough for what I need right now. And from there, I just fixed the face manually across the other frames. I just copied and pasted it where I needed and saved it back to Character Creator. And here you can see the result of the same process with the southeast animation as well. And there we go. We have a horse in the game. So before we wrap up, I just want to show one last workflow that I use a lot. Instead of creating a new animal from scratch, you can take one you already have, like this horse, and use it as a reference to make new variations. So for this, I opened the horse in Sprite, but you could also do it in PixelLab. And I changed the canvas size to 64 by 64, again because of the frame count. And then I went to edit animation. So I selected the two animation directions we have. And then I selected all the frames from those animations. From here is just prompting. I used something simple like make the horse have no saddle and be lighter skinned with brown hair, and just hit generate. And bam, there's a new horse. This works especially well when you already have a good base. So it's specific to this setup, but the idea itself can be used in a lot of different ways. So let's make a couple more before we're done. Here's one with spots and white hair. Really cool. And one more. Let's try a black horse with brown hair. And there we go. And as you can see, it kept the saddle here, since we didn't really prompt for it to be removed. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. Just prompt wisely. And here's all of them walking in the game. Alright, so that's it for today. If this was helpful, feel free to subscribe or leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.